Watch me transform this beautiful cedar wooden chest into something that fits more in with my home. The first step in any project is making sure the piece is cleaned very well, so I'm using Fusion's TSP alternative to remove any of the dirt, grease, grime, fingerprints, you name it, before I go in and remove the old stain from the top of this piece. I'm using QCS Finish Remover. I spray this on top of the chest and make sure that it's fully saturated, and this stuff started working almost instantly. I let that sit on for only 15 minutes and then I was able to start scraping it off. I did this process 2 times and I used steel wool and a metal brush to get into some of the detailing along the edges. And then I cleaned it off with QCS surface cleaner to neutralize it. And here's what it looked like before I started sanding. I then sanded the top with 120 grit sandpaper, doing this as evenly and consistently as I could because I was prepping this top to be stained, but it was so hot outside that you could start to see some of the resin popping up from the wood. So it was time to move this inside because 30-degree weather is not great to paint and stain in. I painted the bottom of this piece in the color Bellwood by Fusion Mineral Paint, and I applied all of it using this Stallmeister 1 Series flat angled brush, and I thought that I would need maybe a couple different brushes for different areas of this project, especially to get into the details, but I was loving this brush. It was able to get into all the places I wanted it to. I only had to do 2 thin layers of paint in this color to have the full coverage that I needed, and once that dried, I covered it up and started to stain the top. I'm using Fusion's new stain and finishing oil in the color Taupe, and I am using an economy brush to apply this because we don't suggest using one of your high quality brushes when applying SFO. Also, it is totally okay to have some excess here when you're applying. I just spread that out as evenly as possible and then wait 15 minutes to let that soak in. Then I come back and start wiping down any excess. I ended up doing this process 2 times to have a bit more pigmentation on the top because this wood was hard to penetrate, but every wood is going to be different with how it takes stain. However, I am very happy with the end result. I absolutely love how this isn't a dark piece anymore. It's more light and airy and matches the rest of how my home is styled.